Hey guys, we're back again with Culture Junkie baseball guy Nick Clough. Nick, how's it going, bud?
Pretty good, Keith. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great as always. Once again, representing one of my old teams. Since the red and black theme, though, Pizza
Yep.
Delight All Stars restaurant. The late great Don Mitchell, our third baseman, was the owner. Yeah, yeah. Listen, he was a light hitting third baseman. You don't see that very often. Good glove though.
Not these
Anyway,
days.
anyway, things have certainly turned around after last week. Eh?
Yeah, crazy. I guess that's just baseball, right? And like one week you're like, oh, this is done, and the next week you're like they're right back in it, right? So seems to be the Jays' MO. When you count them out, that's when they're gonna get back in it.
The funny thing to me is that, we sat here, we said, well, there's a chance for a sweep, but we'd settle for 2-2. And I got to tell you, after the first two games, it was not looking good. I was thinking, wow, this season might go down the drain.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even though like they lost the first two, they were right in it. They needed like the
Mhm.
one hit in the ninth, and they couldn't get it. Then they basically shut them out the next two games, and that almost sent the whole team into a tailspin. The Yankees, I mean, not the Jays.
Yeah. It's funny. They say baseball is a game of inches. It really is. I mean, they were one hit away in 2 games from a sweep. They could literally have swept them, but after the first 2 games, I'm going, "Wow, they could get blown out, and the season could be just about over." Anyhow, so fast forward a week, they're won 4 in a row, they're on the verge of sweeping the Pirates. Everyone's contributing.
Yes.
Savage looks like, well, a savage. I don't know, what is next for these guys, Nick? What do you think?
Hopefully to continue, knock on wood, get healthy.
Yeah.
I don't even think we've really seen this team fully healthy yet, which is amazing that they're still kinda in the position they're in, especially in the AL East. That's might be the toughest division in sports. I wager that against any other sport, really. I don't think there's a tougher division, to be honest.
Yeah. You're right about the division, but it's kind of cool that I'm always harping on the guy, but it looks like Varsho's kind of rounding into form there. Solid
Yes.
defense as usual, but the bat's coming around.
He had a good bat when he played in Arizona. He was mainly a catcher there, though. So I don't know if that's a bit of a difference, but, yeah, he's a good bat. I think he needs to be in the top of the lineup because when he hit there for it was like a week and a half, he was hitting in the 2 spot, he was on fire. So I think he needs to be more at the top than in the middle. I think he's a better bat at the top. That's just my opinion.
Listen, you know what? His just being solid, I think top or middle, fine with me. George Springer has to stay healthy. That's what I think the key is to this. When he's on and he's going, it's a different team.
Absolutely, he's the straw that stirs the drink.
There you
I
go.
think this saying goes, yeah, yeah,
That's it.
yeah, he's he's the catalyst, it seems, especially the game against Pittsburgh. He hit a leadoff home run against Skeens, right? And that got the team going. It made Skeens look normal, which doesn't happen very often.
That's true. Listen, Reggie Jackson, the original straw that stirred the drink. 78 Yankees. There you go. Anyway, but we got Springer there. Looks like Ernie Clement's kind of bouncing back a little bit, but
Mhm.
the surprise continues to be what's his name, Pinyango.
Yeah,
I always want to call
like,
him Tortelvis Pinyango. I don't know why, but that's just another story.
yeah, I struggle to say his name too. I just go with his last name, Pinyango.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I said, keeps getting compared to Melky Cabrera. Like they have very similar swings. I don't know if he'll have the career of Melky, but people like to always compare rookies to someone they know, right?
yeah,
So
for sure. I don't see Melky Cabrera. I don't see that though. He just seems to be like a more compact guy with a more I like his swing. I don't know how we managed to snivel this guy away from whoever it was because he seems like a solid player.
mhm.
I'm waiting to see the whole like the Davis Schneider came out, he would look like the second coming of Babe Ruth. But of
Yeah.
course, it's a long game and eventually you get exposed. But right now, Pinyango's just playing ball.
Yeah, he keeps a compact swing, and that's easier way to be consistent. Whereas you see a lot of guys like the young lad that the Yankees brought up, Spencer Jones.
Yep.
He mashes the ball, but he also strikes out more than he hits, right? So I'd rather have a guy on base than a guy that's striking out and maybe hit steps into one. I don't know. That to me, that's just I'd rather see you on base. Like I was a big Tony Gwynn fan growing up, right? So I had his VHS tutorial on hitting, right? So I'd rather, you need those guys to get on base for the big boppers to hit the ball. So hopefully he stays up. I hope he
Hitting
stays
in
up.
VHS. It's all I you know what? We gotta make a look. We gotta do a watch along with Tony Gwynn's VHS tape.
Oh, I
Listen,
gotta see if I still have it. I gotta have it somewhere. I had
you
his, I had
must.
Owen Ryan's pitching one, probably a couple other ones. But yeah,
Well,
those 2 I had
I've
for
got a
sure.
VHS player. We can watch it. So,
Alright.
guys are coming back now. It's getting towards the middle of the season. I expect to see Addison Barger back pretty soon, sooner rather
Mhm.
than later. We know that it's going to be a little longer for our catcher to come back, but as the guys get healthier and there's more competition, I see the team taking off. I think
Yep.
June and July they might be cooking.
I think I definitely agree. Once we have the actual World Series team kinda back going again, right? So and to stay as good as they are with the amount of injuries they have, like, we haven't even seen our actual starting rotation yet too, right?
That's
Bieber's
true.
been on the shelf as well, right? So getting him back, it's almost like getting a big trade deadline acquisition again with him.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing Kirk in the middle of the lineup.
Mhm.
Getting on a little Kirk heater there. And then there's nowhere to go with that lineup, especially if Varsho's going Varsho, Kirk, and Vladdy in the middle. I have no problem with it. Especially think about it. Pinango give me hitting like sixth, seventh, right? It's
Yeah,
not a big deal. Anyway, then the lineup looks a lot different. And I didn't even mention Barger,
right.
there's another big bat. The Jays seem to be, sitting pretty right now. I'm going to start using old timey thing. They're in the catbird seat, all that kind of stuff that Sparky Anderson used to say.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you see the lineup shaking down though when everyone's back?
If I'm making the lineup, I'd obviously Springer lead off. I'd have Varsho 2, Vladdy 3, Kirk 4, Barger 5, Varsho 6, Pinyango 7, and then you got oh no, I forgot Okamoto.
You forgot Okamoto. That's where I was going with this.
I'd have Okamoto 5 and then Varsho 6,
Drop
Barger
everyone else
7,
down one.
yeah,
Yeah,
Pinyango 8, and then
yeah.
Jimenez 9.
Shortstop hitting last.
Yeah,
Right,
why not?
shortstop and second base. This is the thing about it. They can be a really versatile team. Lots of good guys coming off the bench, lots of
Mhm,
places to go, but they got to get healthy. Nick,
right.
who's coming up after Pittsburgh?
Let me check.
There we
I
go.
think it's, hold on, I should know this.
Yeah, it's no worries.
Not good. It is the Marlins,
Uh,
Miami.
yeah, you know what? If we don't win 2 out of 3 out from the Marlins, then I'm gonna be back on the pessimistic bent. Yeah, the opportunity to sweep today, then you can get at least 2 from the Marlins. That puts you in a really good spot going in.
Yeah, I agree. The Marlins started off hot, but they've come back down to earth the last little bit.
Yeah.
They kinda forgot who they
Well,
were the
and
first month or so.
seems like Vladdy's heating up a bit now too. May was being a month to forget, but it seems to be coming back into his own. All right, Nick,
Mhm.
next week we'll do the retrospective again and we'll see what's happening. Talk to you soon, buddy. Thanks again.
Thanks, Keith.